Morning, Helena Harris here. So I wanted to just kind of give you an idea of what our morning looks like here at Who Hill and how I set up an environment to help make my horses more cooperative. And the way I do that, to encourage cooperation is to first provide relaxation. So when a horse is mentally and emotionally relaxed, they're in a much better place to learn or to train. Today I'm going to be riding Susie, and she is just getting back into work. She was off all summer for some physical problems that she had, which she appears to have recovered fully from. So we're just legging up slowly, and we're getting to the point now where we're starting to focus on fitness. And I want to make sure, because that can be, for any middle-aged person, especially a woman, getting back into the gym and getting back into a fitness routine can be uncomfortable. My job is to make sure that I leg her up very slowly so that it's not uncomfortable, so that being ridden and being trained is not aversive to her, or as minimally aversive as I can make it. So we start with a horse who's in a relaxed emotional state. And in order to do that, we have to create an environment that is conducive to relaxation. That starts with a consistent morning routine. Horses love predictability. They love knowing what's going to happen because they are designed to shoot first and ask questions later. If they don't know what's going to happen, and when something appears unpredictably or out of the blue, they're designed to run away and think about it later. So predictability on the other end of the spectrum is something that they are very comfortable. It makes them very comfortable. So here we have our morning routine where the horses are out all night, and then they come in for breakfast, and breakfast is a small amount of concentrates, more casually known as grain, but they actually just get some Balancer. This is Clarabelle, I don't know if you can see that, but so they get their grain, they get some hay, and because Susie is the one who's going to be ridden, and because she tends to be a little on the thinner side, she gets more hay, better hay than the other two, including alfalfa. So we know that alfalfa can help buffer the stomach from the acid that may come about because of stress, even if it's anticipatory stress. So while this routine is relaxing to the horses, including Susie, it is an antecedent to work. So this routine does come 3 or 4 days a week. It comes before Susie gets ridden. So she may have a little bit of anticipatory stress. So the alfalfa helps buffer any stomach acid that she may produce because of that anticipatory stress. It's also very delicious. So she'll begin to associate, she'll have positive associations between this routine and then being ridden. The next step that I do from here, and this will be in a subsequent video, the next step is when I do take Susie out to tack up. Number one, I don't use cross ties. She will cross tie, but I don't have to. What I do is I take her alfalfa flake and I put it in a little bucket or a feed pan on the ground here in the grooming area. And I let her eat her alfalfa while I tack her up. And again, so positive association, something delicious, something that buffers her stomach, but also creates a positive association with the whole routine. And so far that works. I hesitate to do some of these videos because whenever you kind of consider yourself, an expert or knowledgeable in a certain area, some horse comes along and tells you to sit down and shut up. And usually it's the horse you know best and with whom you have the best relationship. So I'm always going to say there's probably a caveat to this somewhere, but this is the routine that I do, and it has so far worked great for me. And perhaps you can take a couple of tips from this and it might help you as well.